If you consider yourself a creative, if you teach dance classes, if you do yoga, if you want to host a candle making party, you can rent the studio hourly and use it there. And I really like all my creatives to make it feel like it's their home. They leave their stuff there, they have access to the space, they go in and out. And, the space is not just for our dance classes, it's also for the community to use.
You're listening to Everybody Loves Naples, an unfiltered and educational podcast about living in Southwest Florida. We're your hosts. My name is Natalie Perez-Benatoa.
My name is Lance Martinicchio. From the best restaurants and things to do to our local real estate market, we're sitting down with local business owners and community leaders to provide a deeper understanding of what makes Naples, Naples.
Now let's get the show on the road. Today we have a very special guest. Super excited for this one. Lia Curfman, owner and founder of Contempo Dance Club. And as a fellow dancer, it's very exciting to have adult dance class available, not just for kids in grade school. I met you through the dance world.
Yeah.
But I know your husband from high school, TJ.
Yes.
So tell us how long you've been in Naples and kind of a little bit about your background and what got you here.
Yeah, so I've been in Naples, over 20 years. I'm originally from Puerto Rico, and we moved over here when I was about 7 or 8 years old. I went to school here, all the schools, Golden Gate High School, Golden Gate Middle School, East Naples, Manatee. I moved around a lot. Yeah. And shortly after high school, I went into the Army. I was stationed in El Paso, Texas, did a little bit in Virginia, South Carolina, and then came back to Florida. I missed it so much. So
Wow.
it was home.
Well
Thank you for your
traveled.
service.
Yes.
Welcome.
Tell us a little bit how that led you, back to Naples and also in the dance world.
So I danced all throughout middle school and high school. Right after high school, I went right into the military. So, it's completely different than what a dancer you'd think would do. And so I did my time and I came back and I missed it. There's a lot of excitement with performing and just dancing, gathering with friends. And so I literally kept looking for a place to dance, and I would either come across kids dance studios or there were like ballroom dance studios, so like older people or like just to compete, and there really wasn't anything.
The Fred Astaire.
Yeah,
Fred Astaire.
exactly. You could do some ballroom, maybe some Latin, but like I was into like hip hop,
Hip-hop,
heels,
yeah.
maybe some, reggaeton, something where I can like pop and
Move,
shake a little
yeah.
bit. Exactly. And it was nowhere. So I was like, hey, why don't I get together with some friends? Maybe I'll call up some friends from my dance team in high school and we'll dance together just as fun. Friday night, it was at Dance Arts by Maria, which is where we met.
Yeah.
So I rented out her underutilized time. So I know like Fridays at like 7, she didn't have class. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'll take it. So we did what we would call like a Friday night ladies night. So every Friday we had classes. We'd have like 20, 25 girls come out and just dance. And that was super, super fun. We did that for about a year and a half. And then COVID hit. So, we had to obviously shut everything down. But during this time that I started the dance studio, just to backtrack a little bit, I did Veterans FGCU program. And it's basically they take you through for about 3 months and they teach you how to start up a business. They teach you, what to do, like step 1, step 2. And at
Okay.
the end of it, it's pretty cool. You do a Shark Tank event, just like the TV show, and it's equity-free money. So you compete with all of your classmates, and if you win equity-free money to invest into your business. So I did it. I won.
That was local here at
That is
FGC.
GCU. They offer it for free for veterans, so any veteran can take that.
Wow.
Course. You could do it as many times. That entrepreneurship program was everything. It was the foundation to me starting the business. For
Oh
sure.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I had no idea of this.
Yeah. It's not as new. It's probably about 3 years old, and within that time, they opened up their own building at FGCU. So it's a whole building dedicated to veterans. So many resources there, 3D seeing stuff, people to help you. So that was everything to me. I won funding once, and I helped kind of create my logo and start my brand and all that good stuff. And then COVID hit, so everything had to stop. But during that time, they still had their classes virtually. So I did the program again, and sure enough, I won top 3, and I won a lot of money to
Congratulations.
start the dance dance studio, and that really wasn't in my plans. I was like, just Friday nights. But I'm like, hey, I mean, the opportunity arose and I want to keep
Yeah.
this going. And so I ran with it. And my husband thought I was crazy. He's like, it's COVID. You're looking for
Not
to
for that
start a
reason.
business. He's like, everything's shut down. What are you doing? And I'm like, well, it's what I want to do. So we did it. It took a year to find a place, but we did. But, during that time, everything was starting to open up, and I had a lot of trouble because I still wanted to continue my classes. I had a lot of trouble finding a space that would allow me to teach, like just 1 hour.
Right.
I know Maria was still closed during that time, her dance studio. So everywhere I called, like, nope, 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 or it was too expensive. So when I opened up the studio, I knew I didn't want to just open it up for my dance classes.
Yeah.
So I call it the Studio by Contempo Dance Club. So I have my personal dance classes there, but I also open it up to what I call creatives. And so if you consider yourself a creative, if you teach dance classes, if you do yoga, if you want to host a candle making party, you can rent the studio hourly and use it there. And I really like all my creatives to make it feel like it's their home. They leave their stuff there. They have access to the space. They go in and out. And, the space is not just for our dance classes, it's also for the community to use.
It's an awesome space.
Where is your dance club? Where is the studio?
So it is where I call the heart of Naples. So
Yeah.
it's right around Pine Ridge Road on 41. So it's about 7 minutes from this location. It's inside Liberty Plaza. So Liberty Plaza has been there for many, many years. It
Yeah.
actually just got bought out by Seagate. So at first, a few years ago, you may have driven right through it or past it, and it looks pretty old, but they've done a lot of additions to it. They've painted it. They've
Yeah.
put a lot of nice stuff in there. So
I've been going
um,
there since I don't know, early 90s when it was Flacco's.
Have you
So
gone
the
to the
original
studio?
Flacco's. Yes. So
Do we
this-
have tape
this-
of that? Do we have any?
we don't.
No.
I love your story. And I remember when I saw you at Maria's, you were renting space. I was teaching a class
Mhm.
and you came in with your branding. And I was like, who is this girl? She's a badass bitch. Turns out I actually knew your husband. I mean, I knew TJ from high school and he's always made me laugh, like brings a smile to everybody's face. I'm like, wait, this is his wife. She's a badass. I want to take her class. And then, like you said, COVID, things changed a little bit and we lost touch a little. But then when I was looking to teach my heels class, which was very much a pop-up heels class, and I wish there was more time in the day to stick to, teaching. But I was looking for studio space as well because I was utilizing Maria's, but I was like, wait a minute. And Leah's like, well, we have space you can rent. And you let me tour the space. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you have like the backlights. It's very modernized for Naples. And I remember walking in and thinking, and this was probably 3 years ago now.
Right. Yeah. COVID.
Well, and walking in and thinking, I had just moved back and I was like, Naples is like
Yeah.
not LA. It's like not for the dance world, right? And I walked in the space and I'm like, this feels like a commercialized, and by that I mean the LA scene, the Miami, the Atlanta, like a dance studio for
Yeah.
real and for adults. So I bought some slots from you and you gave me a great rate. And I remember being like, okay, I can't wait. I still have those slots to use.
Still have to use
So-
Do an episode. When,
I found just like going in and just using the space to dance, like for myself,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
really miss that outlet. And I think the concept is so amazing. And I actually am, as we're having this conversation, I'm thinking this podcast, and I hope we get the word out about the studio because there's nothing like it in
Yeah.
Naples.
Yeah, and I knew when designing it and opening it up, like when I was back in Maria's place, I was like an hour before class just hauling my lights and setting up and just
Yeah.
taking out all of the the kid tutus that are on the side. So it just had a very kiddish feel.
Yeah.
And I knew when I opened it up that I wanted to keep it very clean and modern so that it could be customizable for the people that wanted to do like a kids dance class or even
Yes.
throw a party. Like it's very just clean and
Right.
you can do a lot with it. It's like a blank canvas is what I call it. Yeah.
Right. Because
And I-
every studio here is either, like you said, for ballroom or like adults looking to do partner dancing, but maybe who are not dancers, or for grade school age kids for competition, like we did when we were in, middle school, high
Exactly.
school. But then there's that in between, either it's college age or your 20s and 30s where you're like, wait, I still want to move. I miss moving like this, and I have nowhere to do it but my living room.
Yeah, and I think what's been interesting to see throughout the years is, you know, when I first started doing this 6 years ago, I was what, 22, 23. And anyways, so that was the demographic I was attracting.
Uh-huh.
And as we grew, I realized, you know, this is not just for like that age group. And now we have ladies that are 60 years old coming into
Yeah.
dance in our dance team. Like, it's super cool to watch. And I think, you know, our demographic has broadened. We have girls 15 all the way to like 65 that are coming in and taking dance classes. And I really love to see it.
I,
So yeah, I guess that's where I was going to ask about what's your typical client like, as far as demographic wise,
Yeah.
and when are your classes? Like every day or
Yeah, so we have about anywhere from 13 to 15 classes a week. Most of them are in the evening. I do teach morning classes Thursday mornings.
I just saw that and I'm thinking,
Yeah.
and we record on a Wednesday, and I'm like, I was looking at your link tree and I'm like, oh my gosh, you have so many more classes
Yes.
on your schedule than when COVID, right? Naturally. And I'm like, wait a minute. Can I make that work? Like 10 or 10:30 tomorrow morning?
Yep.
I might make an appearance.
Yes, yeah. So when we first started, we only had what, like 3 classes a week, and crazy story, but you know, right when I'm opening up a month in, when I thought I was gonna have the best launch year of my life, I end up pregnant. And so it was just like, you know, just treading water that year. But you know, the past 3 years have been just growth, and we have a lot of classes to pick from. A lot of the classes are beginner or intermediate, but they're open for anyone to take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do hip hop, heels. You have a fitness type dance class
Yes,
as
we have
well.
a dance fitness class. We have a technique class, which is for the ladies that maybe want to kind of refresh their technique or just learn the basics of dance. You know, one of the things that I hear all the time, and it's like, oh, I love to comp, but I don't know how to dance, right? And it's like, we are such an open and inviting studio. Like, you don't have to know how to dance to
No
come in and
judgment.
no judgment. In fact, that's like one of like my biggest like focus is really creating that opening and environment where people could come in and not feel judged. I was actually in LA last week as well.
Oh.
And or last week, and I was taking some dance classes there. You know, the classes
Where'd you
there are
go?
like, I went to Millennium and
Okay.
I went to Playground.
Mhm.
And so those people in LA, I mean, they're professionals. They're there to, you know, some are there to have fun, but most are there to train, right? And so a lot of times that's what we're seeing when we're scrolling on the phone, like these LA classes, and it looks intimidating, right?
Absolutely.
And so I feel like
And it
people,
is.
yeah, I was nervous. I was
Yeah.
literally all week like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like, and I'm a dancer, I'm a teacher. I myself was nervous. And I feel like a lot of times people have this misconception of dancing because that's what they're seeing when they're scrolling. But we really try to create that environment where it's like, listen, like, if I say left and you go right, that's totally fine. I really just want to create a space where you feel happy, where it's your happy place, where you're coming every day and you're like, I feel good here. Because when
Right.
you're dancing, you completely forget about life. Like, it's just, you're in the dance,
your
you're
escape.
learning.
It's your- yeah.
Exactly. So it's been very fulfilling throughout the years. Just all the stories of people are like, you know, women like going through divorce or just
Yeah.
depression, and they're like, I found my place and I found my people here.
Oh, it's so amazing.
Yeah.
The dance world in general, it is very much, and I felt that the pressures when I was pursuing acting, dancing, music, all of it. It was like you had to have that I don't know, that look, that aggression, that confidence that sells. But at the end of the day, you're like, wait a minute, I'm doing this. Yes, at that point I was trying to book jobs, but I'm then finally getting out of that and coming back to Naples. I'm like, oh wait, I can just do this to dance and have fun.
Yes.
And I'm kicking myself as I'm hearing you say this, that I have not been in your studio like on a regular basis.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that because back in October, we got invited. We have a performance team, a few performance teams. And so we got invited to a huge event, a televised event to perform at. And there's choreographers that are teaching choreography. And so, you know, sending over all the informations of our dancers, the choreographer found out that our dancers were a little bit older, you know,
Yeah.
30, 40, 60, and they were bothered by that, and basically mentioned that we would sit on the side and not be seen, but we'll still allowed to dance. And you know, as big as an opportunity as that was for us, I had to say we're not going.
Good.
Like, we bought tickets, hotels were booked. I said, this is not what we stand for. I think anybody should dance. It doesn't matter if you are 80, 90 years old, you're able to dance.
Right.
And yeah, so we cut that. And actually, when we first started, I would go into a lot of assisted living facilities and teach dance classes there. And it's crazy to see people that are 95, 100 years old. I dance
Decide
with,
to move.
yeah, I danced with a man in his wheelchair, and all he did was this,
Yeah.
and just side
Yeah.
to side, but it's movement. You're dancing to the music, and anybody can do it. So I always say anybody at the studio is welcomed.
I love it.
Mhm.
I love it. So what is your favorite style to teach?
My favorite style to teach is heels and hip hop.
So I don't know what heels is.
We're going to take Lance into class.
I keep
Remember,
hearing
Lance.
heels.
Remember, it's all levels. So you are heels is
Heels
basically-
optional.
Pretty good.
Yeah, no, I bet you are. And Tony over here, we had to roll the clip of. We'll roll the clip of the waltz. But heels, I guess, in my opinion, is a street jazz kind of with a heel on, whether that's like usually a stiletto. There's a lot of floor work, depending on what level and whatnot. But
Mechanics involved.
yeah, I mean, you can like heels is everything from a burlesque kind of Broadway to like grungy hip hop with
Yeah.
a lot of sass.
Sensual.
Yes,
Yeah.
very sensual, and it's fun.
Sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the
Yeah.
cool thing about the studio is we have a variety of dance classes. So I always tell people, if you're going to come take try out the studio, try out 3 or 4 classes, different styles, try out different instructors, because my heels may be different than a different instructor's heels class, right? So
Yeah.
always try out a few just to kind of see what your style and vibe is, and then decide from there for the one for you,
Yeah.
which I think we will be.
Hip hop, heels.
Hip hop, heels, burlesque, street jazz, jazz fusion, dance fitness, technique,
Reggaeton?
reggaeton. Yeah.
Nice.
And then a big part is our performance teams, which is something that we kind of started when we were asked to perform at NASCAR. So I was like, okay, I have no performers, so let's just start a performance team. So
Love it.
that was about 2 years ago, and now we are regulars. We go every year to NASCAR, and we perform there for at the Miami Speedway or something like that. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
think
is
it is
so
Miami.
cool.
Yeah.
I love it. Are there a lot of men
So
or any men, I should say, that
yeah,
come to class?
I've definitely have had men come to class before, definitely not we won't reject them. So if you want to take a class, definitely come take a class. We have a lot of private lessons that we teach, couples private lessons. Every once in a while we'll do like co-ed classes, like, during Valentine's, like a chair co-ed class. Yeah, we do
For
that.
spouse.
Yep.
I love that.
Yeah. So we get super creative for sure.
Little lap dance
Yeah. Yeah.
with technique.
And I was going to ask, because I mean, pole dancing was huge years ago. Not to ask.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want to know.
no, I didn't. I mean, you don't have that there, right?
No, we don't have pole.
But there was classes like everywhere.
Yeah,
Probably not in Naples, but
I think there's a pole studio in Naples. There's one in Bonita, and I think
Oh, there
there's
is?
at
Myers,
least
I
2 in Fort Myers.
Yeah.
So pole dancing, I mean, I've never tried it. It's a little intimidating. for me.
Yeah. I feel like I'd want to try it now that we're talking about it, but I find it more.
you
of
never
a-
tried it?
Not at class.
Okay.
I feel like the last poll I was
Maybe
on.
somewhere in Fort Lauderdale should try it?
No, it was probably like
Back in LA.
like a party bus, you're just like having fun.
Yeah.
But honestly, I feel like it's more of a gymnast kind of avenue, right?
Upper body strength, I believe.
Yeah, and just how to carry your weight versus dancing. Like that's the beauty of dance. You can do it anywhere with headphones, with music. Obviously, having the component of a space that has the energy that the studio has, mirrors, music,
Yeah.
the vibe. I mean, that is so big. I think for dancers in general is going into a studio and like there's a vibe already set. So when you start moving, you're like, oh, this is, and you just get into it.
And you really must have, like, because I don't know of anything else around this area.
Mhm.
So, I mean,
I don't think.
how many members do you have, or how many people What's it like, I guess, as far as
So like a typical class, like what it
Yeah.
looks like and all that. It really depends on the style. There's our more popular styles, like the turn up dance fitness is one of those that like a lot of the ladies like to come to. So in that class, you'll see typically, I mean, anywhere from like 7 to 12 people. We do offer workshops every once in a while. Those get pretty full. So about like 25 people will come to those, just really depending on the workshop. But for a typical class, the instructor will do a quick stretch, and right
Yeah.
afterwards they'll do what we call like a warm up. And that warm up, they'll either do like an across the floor where you're doing like the repetitive move all across the floor so you
Yep.
could get comfortable to it. And that move will probably be in the choreography that we'll be teaching later. Or they'll do like a little dance with me session just to loosen you up before you start the choreography. And you'll just follow the instructor and just do like a little freestyle with them and then start the choreography. So by the end of it, you have about a 45-second choreography that you learn in one class. You'd be surprised how much you can learn in that like one class,
now-
even as a beginner.
And then you're teaching, correct?
I teach some of the
You
classes,
teach
yeah.
some of them. You have other people that teach them as
Yeah,
well.
I have about 8 other instructors
Yeah, you
right
have a
now.
lot now.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
it.
Yeah, and I have some that go away for school and come back during the summer or even
Yeah.
help out virtually. So it's a lot of fun. You get a lot of different varieties and different styles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really think the coolest piece of, I guess, your idea and what the studio brings is not only do they offer classes that I can go on your link tree, sign up for class, go and try it, but then if I want to host something or if I want to bring my creative spin or I'm workshopping, if I need to rehearse for a content piece even,
Yeah.
I can rent out the space, use it for an hour or 2 hours, and it feels like my own. Like you said, it's very generic in there where you feel like there's not tutus around and it's not
Yeah.
everyone's stuff. It's a professional studio rental space. And for Naples, I mean, everybody loves Naples, but that's huge. Like this
Yeah.
is not anything being from here. I'm like, I would have never thought we'd have something like this.
Yeah. And you can get so creative. I mean, aside from just being a creative and teaching classes or just doing a certain event, we also have people that use it for parties. So we've had a lot of like baby showers, graduation parties
Yeah.
there,
Like dancing showers?
birthday parties. I'm sure they get down a little bit. I mean, there's mirrors. How can you not, right?
Yeah, but just an open space again. There's not many, right? Without like a conference room where there's furniture. It's like this is a dance studio. It's open.
Right,
And
right.
you can decorate it however like you need to for the
Exactly.
event.
And it gives people like the sense of like, okay, ownership when they're walking in because I'm not there. There's not a front desk person there to greet you. You literally come in, you have like a code that you put in to unlock the door. You're there, you clean up afterwards, you sign out. And I really wanted to make it feel for the creatives that are using it regularly like it is their home. I have, people that use it on a month-to-month basis or just drop in. But then I also have a few people that are literally making a living off of this and working there every week, training, doing private lessons, and it's their careers, what they do. So I love the fact that, I've also been able to open up a door for other people to provide their services.
Hey,
So
all
I don't know how you have
about
time-
real estate.
So I don't know how you have time for anything else. I mean, you pretty much grew up in the area since you were 7, and you have a family here. And how many kids do you have?
4 kids.
4 kids. God bless you.
Yeah.
You look amazing.
Prayer and Jesus. I'm telling you, like prayer and Celsius is what I like to say. Prayer and Celsius.
That's
Do they dance at all? I assume they're much younger. How old are the kids?
So I have a 2-year-old, a almost 5-year-old, he'll be 5 in a few weeks, a 9-year-old, and a 12-year-old. I always have to think about it because there's so many. Yeah, so it's a lot. I mean, my kids like to dance just for fun.
Yeah.
My 9-year-old, she's starting to kind of get into it and wanting to do a little bit more in dance studio and all that. But I don't know how I do it either. Like,
I do not know how you do it.
Full-time business owner, mom of 4 kids.
yeah, I also own another business as well. I do social media marketing. So I have a few clients that I help out with that.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
We have
that-
to talk after because I may have, if you're looking for more work, which I don't know how your schedule would fit it, but I have somebody who is looking for help.
Okay, yeah,
I'm-
I'd love
okay.
to talk about that. Yeah.
Okay, great.
That started unplanned. As I was building the business, I would.
Which is life, right?
Right. I have a whole business.
Right. That's how we feel too.
Yeah, I mean, when I started, obviously there's so much that goes into it. There's like the social media, doing your website. It's so much. I don't think people even understand, right? So I would hire a lot of interns to, do my work, and in return they'd get like a college credit, and that's how I kind of got free work. It worked out. But a lot of times, obviously they're learning, so couldn't fully execute what I needed. And so I just taught myself everything. So little by little, I taught myself how to design a website, how to do logos, how to do marketing, SEO. So that turned into a whole business.
Girl, I feel like
you go out at all? Do you do anything?
It's full of life, full of energy. I feel like we have so much in common.
I feel like I've done nothing with my.
Well, just in general. Right, Lance, please.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that Celsius, I do like a little 4 or 5 hours of sleep and I'm good.
Hey, how about that?
All right.
Do you have any, what do you do with the kids, I guess, around town for fun and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, around town, I feel like there's always a lot to do.
They do put on different events all the time.
Yeah, it was a lot different back then. It was just like beach, and you better like the beach.
Okay. Or go to the Golden Gate pool, honey, because that's it.
Well, I recently discovered this is a lot of people don't know this, but at the Naples airport, if you sign up ahead of time, once a month, they do free flight for kids. So there's volunteer pilots that bring out their planes, and they'll take your kids on like a 15-20 minute ride, one by one, up in a plane, and you could do that every single month. So the kids love doing that.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm trying to
go up with the kid or no?
You don't. You just go they just go up with the pilot. They like to like Marco and back.
Yeah,
you have to be a kid or can I go up with them?
I tried to squeeze in there. They wouldn't let me. But yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Natalie, sign me.
I'm actually working on my pilot license. And so I wanted the kids to kind of.
You are. Why would you not?
Right. Just add that to the list.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, if everyone listening and watching is not inspired by you, you can just stop following our show because really, so you're getting your pilot's license.
Yes.
Just for fun, or are you looking to get back
fun.
into service?
It's for fun.
Okay.
Thankfully, like the military pays for it. So bonus.
Perfect.
I just have on my bucket list to take the kids to Puerto Rico and fly them there one day. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Is a lot of your family still in Puerto Rico? Do you have
They're
family
slowly
here?
migrating. I think I have like 1 or 2 members over there, and they're moving over the next. But love the island, so I'm always been a beachy, tropical island girl. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. And what is TJ up to?
Just working a lot. I mean, working to take care of the kids so I can keep up with my aspirations.
He's always been such an entrepreneur. I mean, since we were kids, from what I remember. And of course, he is married to somebody who's, like that as well. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's super helpful to have a supportive partner because he really just supports all of my crazy ideas and really pushes me to do them. And I come up with crazy ideas. Like,
he probably stopped listening a long time ago. Sure, yeah, pilot license.
He knows I'm going to do it anyway. So
I mean, hey, you brought a concept to Naples that Naples didn't even know it needed.
Right.
And I mean, I'm excited to spread the word about it on the pod because maybe we can do a little event there too. Like, I just want to come take class. I should just start there. Do you want to go?
I mean, I would go.
Do you have heels?
Yeah.
Listen, it's recorded. So heels class lands.
Yes. Yeah. Do you teach the same combo like maybe 2 weeks in a row for someone to come back and learn it again or add on? Do you ever do anything like that?
Before we didn't, I was very like new combo every single time. Like,
add it
keep
to
it
the
fresh,
list.
right?
Like, why did I tell myself that?
I know.
An hour before.
Yeah, it's a lot to come up with a new choreography every time. So we do try to keep it fresh, but at the same time, sometimes there is one where it's like they love it and they're like, we want to do it again or learn a little bit more. So we definitely.
Like,
right.
And then you're like, wait, do I remember it? Because it comes and goes like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I get that a lot with our performance teams. So we do performances like in the community or like I mentioned at NASCAR. And every week I'm like teaching and I'm like, do you guys remember the choreography?
Right.
Right. But I'm very excited. Actually, we have a big show coming up in June. One of the things that was super hard with just kind of being teaching dancing for adults is finding a place for adults to perform. A lot of places is just they want kids performing. It's cute, but hey, we
Right.
want to perform. We want to also have something to look forward to. So super hard. I mean, I even searched like all the way up to like Georgia for an opportunity for dancers for our ages. Couldn't find one, so I was like, we got to start it ourselves. So so last year I started what Bonita Springs. I think it's called Riverview Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riverside.
Riverside. So we do a show there every year in the summer.
gosh.
It's about an hour and a half long, but we bring out a lot of vendors and really try to tie in the community there. And our dancers get a chance to perform. So we have right now over 5 dance teams preparing for that. We have food trucks. We have Naples Mobile IV coming out, Sumi Jewelry, Herbalife Teas. So a lot of
a whole
people.
big event.
It's a huge
Amazing.
event.
Have Thrive IV.
What are the dates for the show?
It's gonna be June 8th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
I can't imagine. Do you perform? Are you performing or are you putting
Yeah. So last year I did not perform because I was like, it's my first year. I'm gonna be like super tied up with a lot of
You're wearing all that
everything.
different hats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I totally missed it. I was like seeing everyone on stage and I was like FOMO, you know. So this year
Yeah.
I think I've put myself in a little bit too many dances. So we'll see how that works out. Yeah. Yeah, but I think it's cool. Everyone's like excited for this. We have like women that are like having their family like come out. Some are flying out to come watch them perform, which I feel like is something that like goes away, like that excitement feeling after, you know, when we get into adulthood, it's like wake up, go to work, get the kids to school and all that. And it's like, you know, now it's like exciting.
It's
So
exciting.
yeah,
And
make you feel like a teenager again.
right. And to perform is definitely an adrenaline rush like
Yeah.
no other. And anyone who doesn't know what that feeling is.
Come try us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're very involved in the community. Do you have anything kind of on your mind as far as what you're excited about the growth aspect of Naples and how that might affect your business in any positive way?
Yeah, I think that Naples being here so long has changed like the demographic a little bit, right? Before it was looked at as like a retirement city,
Yeah.
and it really much was like 20 years ago. But I think there's so many young professionals coming up. There's so many like new businesses, small businesses popping up, which is what I love. Like being in LA last week, I remember I was like, man, there's so many businesses up here, but they're all like corporate, big businesses. Over here, it's like it's just small
It's
businesses.
like
So you're
starting
not.
from scratch. It doesn't
And I feel like a lot of the locals support the small businesses a lot.
Yes.
definitely do.
Yeah.
I think
There's
we
a good
kinda-
community and
Yeah. I feel like that Midwest values that we sometimes talk about too, like it's the mom and pop businesses that we want to see thrive. Yes, there are bigger companies coming here, Arthrex, Amazon Warehouse in Fort Myers, things like that. But otherwise, it's like very much the word of mouth town.
Yeah.
It's small enough where you know at least one handshake
Somebody
away
knows
from
somebody,
knowing
yeah.
someone. And then it creates opportunity to be like, oh, we don't have that. Let me step into that and thrive in having a dance studio here.
Yeah.
what I observe is I see a lot of these, businesses up north, and then they end up bringing their product or their business down into this area because it works so well. And they have so many people that are customers up there
Yeah.
that end up, living down here. So they just bring it down.
Yeah, like Primos.
Yeah.
A lot of food stuff though, right? I'm trying to think of what else.
Yes, a lot of
A
food
lot
stuff,
of
I
food
feel
stuff.
like.
What other types of
All those cookie places popping up now.
I mean, do we really need another cookie?
Yeah.
No, there's like 4 different ones.
I know.
Seriously.
I feel like
Crumble.
it's those popping up and like the boba shops.
Yeah. And it's like boba, like we're late on the
podcast.
boba.
Every day there's a new podcast.
There's a new every day. This is the only one that matters.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I guess it's more food places that come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of mom and pops, I feel like, too. I mean, it's a good little mix.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
Are you proud of yourself that you found a little piece of dynamite real estate to have your vision come to life?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean,
How has that played into your story?
yeah, and I feel like we're in a really good area.
Yeah.
And I like we secured it right at the right time too.
Yes.
Because obviously COVID, everyone, it was a good time to do it.
Yeah.
But now everyone's growing, and I have friends that are trying to start up businesses, and it is sometimes a struggle to find
Oh, yeah.
a space.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. God's not making any more dirt.
I always say, I'm like, there's so much construction. Who's saying stop? Like, we need a certain amount of trees to survive.
I know.
No one's
Yeah.
saying stop. That's the problem.
Yeah, that is a problem for sure.
Just build up from there, right?
Yeah. What else?
So I guess, we always like to talk about, different restaurants and what's your favorite place to, eat and things like that. So do you have a favorite restaurant?
Well, I have a favorite spot, and it's like restaurant grocery. I'm sure you guys know Seat to Table.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it, right?
One-stop shop.
Well, I mean, I couldn't help it. I lived like 2 minutes down the street from there. And I mean, it's always popping up in there. Like breakfast, you can club and then do groceries for kids.
At the barn. And
I mean, it's crazy to think that that concept has came together. But I mean,
there's nothing like it anywhere.
No, there isn't.
Similar places up north, but not on that scale.
Yeah.
Not with the entertainment, the food, and the shopping.
The bar and everything.
Combined.
Well, don't forget the kid drop off.
Yeah.
You can leave your kids.
That's elite.
Right.
Drop off.
Never mind.
Go grab a couple.
You might just take your kids there and go back home for 4 hours.
That's awesome. I mean, never mind the parking and the valet. I mean, this place, if you live in Naples and you haven't been to Seat to Table, like, what are you doing? But
and then I think like Mercado is like another great staple. That there's a lot of shops in there.
Right.
Be a little bougie.
And it's a nice outdoor space.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they got that nice outdoor space. You can go walk around and things like that. Mercado.
And that's a area too. It's not just shopping. I mean, they do a lot of events and shows there. They do movie night, I think, like every week there.
Yeah.
And they have that new theater opening up now.
Oh, and
it took over for
Silver
Spot.
Oh.
So there's going to be a miniature golf in the lobby.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Am I making that up?
No, I don't know. Are you?
I feel like
I hope not.
No, I think there's a miniature golf in the lobby.
I'm like, Naples just keeps elevating it.
It really does. We can't even keep up with all that's coming.
Yeah, I'm very excited about so what is it? Paradise Coast. There's that park there, but right next to it is that like
Great
hotel.
Lodge.
Thank you. Yeah.
Largest indoor water park in all of Florida.
Up north.
Yeah.
I think they originate in Ohio, maybe.
I think, we got to fact check that. But yeah, Great Wolf Lodge opening in September.
Is it this year?
Of this year.
Oh, wow.
And they're running specials, I think, for residents to get something off. But they're going to have, in order to use the pool, they're going to start it where you have to have a room. And then eventually, I think you can do like a day pass, but an indoor water park. I mean, it's so cool.
Be awesome for kids.
Yeah.
That's
like
cool.
rain or shine during the summer, right? Because it's like beautiful weather at the beach from like 10 to 3, and then it's like downpour. Let's go to the indoor water park.
Well, and I think it's in a good area because, I mean, if you're visiting or just there, like the park is right next door, that brand new park where they have the outdoor gym. Is it called Paradise Coast? Okay, yeah. That is an amazing addition to Naples. Oh my goodness. I used to teach classes there.
Oh.
Yeah, when we were doing like the pop-up at the different dance studios and stuff like that, we also did it outside. And yeah, it's a lot of fun there. There's a lot to do. They even have a bar there. We love bars.
Yeah. Need a bar wherever you go. Your grocery
Anywhere
shopping.
there's kids, there needs to be.
Yeah. We need, and actually it's coming to Bonita, but we need pickleball with a bar. Because that's a big thing in Austin, Texas, apparently. Like every pickleball court will also have a little outdoor bar. So you can like pickle hop is what they're calling it or something. But in Bonita, they're bringing
The pickleball club.
Pickleball is becoming huge around here.
Yeah, like 20 or 30 courts at this facility in Bonita. We were just driving.
Still, it's like gonna be a country club. For pickleball.
But there's a bar, restaurant, all of it. I bet you could do a drop in. We'll have to see.
Sure you can.
Yeah. No,
We're going to be pickleballing.
Yeah.
I've never pickleballed.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's not easy.
It's like tennis, right?
It looks easy.
It's like life-size ping pong.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Right? I mean, that's what it reminds me of.
like a lot of these things can be learned, but just like dance.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you find that and this is, I don't know, we got to wrap soon, but do you find that your studio kind of houses like all different levels, or do you have anybody come in that doesn't have any experience? Is that fair to say?
I mean, I get a little bit of everything, right? Like we have our ladies that are like, I don't really care about dancing. Like I just want to work out and have a different way to work out.
Yeah.
Turn Up Dance Fitness. That's like the great class for you, right? But then we have the girls that are like, I used to dance. I just want to get back in. And, we have all level classes for them. But then people that are like, I've never danced. Then there's like beginner classes that they can take that'll help them kind of get, comfortable with everything.
So what class should Lance sign up for?
Yeah.
Heels for sure, but we'll start him off on like
Turn up?
beginner.
I hear turn up dance.
That one sounds like more your move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turn Up Dance Fitness, that's a good one. And then, like I said, we'll get you in some heels. We'll take my class, have you like flipping your hair like Beyonce.
Yes. Yes. Well, I'm so excited to dance with you soon.
Yeah, I am very, very excited for you to come out.
And for everyone listening, if you want to try out Contempo Dance Club, you can use the word Everybody Loves Naples, all one word, to get half off your very first class.
Can I use that too?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah. I appreciate it. It was very nice.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8.
I love it. That's how they end class and then 2 claps.
Yeah, 2 claps.
Yeah, we do that.